Hi, have you ever thought about maybe moving into kind of the northwestern part of Montana? We're going to check out the communities of Noxon and Trout Creek up Highway 200. Hope the wind isn't too bad for you. I'm Craig Cyphers with Exit Realty Bitterroot Valley South. I work with my family, Cyphers Family Real Estate. We've been helping folks move into, out of, and around the state of Montana since 1966. We'd love to be a resource for you if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate anywhere in western Montana. We have 9 offices to serve you, and my contact information is in the description below. So let's go out and check out Noxon first, and then we'll go take a look at Trout Creek.
Noxon and Trout Creek lie in the northwest portion of Montana, not very far from Idaho. In fact, the closest city is really probably Sandpoint, Idaho. And as we travel along here, you can see that this is a rural area. It's about 140 miles from Missoula, Montana. Luscious forests here, great mountain views. And here we're going to cross the Bull River as it flows into the Clark Fork River. There are a variety of homes and businesses along this stretch of Highway 200, including the Hereford Restaurant, Bar, and Grill, which actually burned twice in the last 5 or 6 years. Then a local business called Bear and Croc. And as we travel down Montana Highway 200, we'll go past a couple of homes there that we'll see, along with the Kingdom Hall of the Jehovah's Witnesses. And then we'll come to Atkins. Got a nice little Riverview motel there, along with our gas and the quick stop auto wash and a small Riverview motel. This establishment is a gas station, convenience store. You can see that they have some storage there. All of this just west of Noxon. And now let's go into Noxon itself. In order to get to Noxon, we have to go across a 1-lane bridge as it crosses the Clark Fork River. Noxon is a small, unincorporated community in Sanders County, Montana. It's got a population of just 255 residents as of the 2020 census. And it's a kind of place where everyone knows their neighbors and life moves at a slower, more intentional pace. The town's roots go back to the late 19th century, and the post office was established in 1907, cementing Noxon as a small but steady part of Montana's settlement history. This is a place that grew up around logging, ranching, and the natural resources of the Clark Fork Valley. Now, while it may be small, Noxon has no shortage of things to do, especially if you love the outdoors. It's got fishing and boating. The Clark Fork River, nearby lakes are fantastic for trout and bass fishing. Got your hiking and wildlife. With the Cabinet Mountains nearby, trails and wildlife viewing are just minutes away. You've got your winter sports. The surrounding national forest makes Noxon a hub for hunting, snowmobiling, and cross-country skiing. And despite its small size, Noxon has a handful of local businesses like the Johnson Trustworthy Hardware we just went by, and this gives the community its unique character. You'll find Noxon Mercantile, small town stores serving as a hub for groceries and supplies, and places like the Hereford that we mentioned before, or the Lakeside where you can grab a meal. Life there is built on community, and the slower pace makes it attractive for those looking to escape the hustle and bustle of larger cities. Noxon is also home to Noxon School, a K-12 public school serving local families. With an enrollment of roughly 120 to 150 students, it's one of those small schools where teachers and students know each other by name, and the student-to-teacher ratio is 7-to-1, so there's plenty of faculty per student for building close relationships. The school mascot is the Red Devils, a source of pride for the community during basketball, football, and track seasons, and sporting events bring the town together in true small-town fashion. Well, Noxon has a variety of homes and businesses, of course, like the laundromat that's open always. In terms of real estate, well, according to the Montana Regional MLS, the average home sale in Noxon this year has been $324,750. Now, inventory is limited with just 15 active listings currently available. Now, on the high end, you'll find a stunning 2-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,254 square foot home on the banks of the Bull River, offered at $1,699,000. And this is Montana luxury at its finest, with incredible mountain views and riverfront access. On the more affordable side, there's a cozy 1,074 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on 0.83 acres, listed at $315,000. It's built in 1955, and it's a great example how you can still find well-priced properties here, even as Montana's real estate market continues to grow. The market here reflects what makes Noxon so appealing: peace, privacy, and connection to nature. The homes don't come up often, but the general market moves pretty slowly. In 2025, the average days on market in Noxon was 174 days. That's a little over 6 months longer than the region as a whole. Now, one of the things to do in Noxon is camping and picnicking, and of that great spot to do it is Pilgrim Creek Park, better known locally as Pilgrim Park. It's a favorite spot with picnic areas, access to the river, and plenty of open space. It's a gathering place for families and launching off point for outdoor adventure. In addition to the ball fields and the batting cages, we have this metal teepee out here at the banks of the Clark Fork River, and you can see the 1-lane bridge in the background. Great spot for Indian camps, and you can see the pemmican drying on the racks, as well as some canoes there. Here we're traveling up here towards 2nd Avenue, and as we turn the corner on 2nd Avenue, we have a 500 plus square foot, 1-bed, 1-bath home that was built in 1951. A little further here we have a home that was built in 1976 right here that was a 3-bed, 1-bath on 1/3 of an acre. Includes a carport, 1,000 square foot pole barn in the back that you can see, assessed at $257,900. Traveling the other direction on 2nd Avenue, you see a mix of homes, boat in the driveway there, all sorts of activities on the water, of course, here in Noxon. And we're just going to travel up here and take a look at some of the properties that exist on the south side of Noxon. I'd love to have you comment on what you're seeing with regard to Northwest Montana. Be sure to subscribe to the Montana Real Estate channel so you get to see our latest videos when we come out with them. And then we'll go up here on 3rd Avenue, which is what's called the enlarged park addition to Noxon. And we have a 1,400 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath home that was built in 1985 right here. It has it's on a half acre with a detached garage, and that was assessed at $275,100. Remember that assessed value for tax purposes is different than market value. So while you'll see those values that we just mentioned were below the 300 mark, there's no doubt that the market value would be in excess of 300, and mid 300s probably without question. There's well-maintained properties all along in Noxon, and it's a great real estate market. If you're at all curious about Western Montana real estate, be sure to give us a call, send us a text, send us an email. Cypher's Family Real Estate would like to be a resource for you. The Montana Real Estate channel has all sorts of information that we invite you to take a look at. Now, just a few months ago, over on the other side, west side of town, we had a property on a live drive that was listed at 425,000, sold for 415,000 with a total square footage of about 2,200. It was a 1-bedroom, 2-bath, but it did have a guest quarters in it, and is on 2.66 acres. And that just sold, as I said, just a few months ago. So heading west out of town, along the south side of the Clark Fork River, we have some larger parcels. They range anywhere from 6 acres up to 23 acres. Gives you some elbow room. So we're going to drive along Stevens Creek Road and see what we can see.
So here we are at the Noxon Rapids Dam. It's a 260-foot high earthen dam that was built in 1959, creates the Noxon Reservoir, which is right behind us, and to the east. It contains 400,000 acre-feet of water, and the reservoir runs about 35 miles down here from the Noxon area down towards Trout Creek. Noxon Dam.
You enjoyed that portion on Noxon. Now, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Montana Real Estate channel so you don't miss any of our videos when we come out and about communities, lifestyle, and culture in the state of Montana. And now we'll go down to Trout Creek, another hidden gem here in Sanders County. And so we're traveling just a little ways east along the Clark Fork River to the community of Trout Creek, a town known for its natural beauty, its big community spirit, and of course, its famous huckleberries. Trout Creek is a small unincorporated community in Sanders County with a population of just 277 residents as of the 2020 census. Surrounded by the Cabinet Mountains to the west and south, and the town's roots go back to the late 1800s when it grew up as a logging and railroad community. Its name comes from, you guessed it, the abundant trout that still thrive in the streams and rivers nearby. And while it's a quiet town, it becomes alive and well known across the state for one of Montana's most beloved festivals, the Huckleberry Festival. If you've ever been to Trout Creek, you've probably heard of the Trout Creek Huckleberry Festival. Now, it's held every August since 1979 and draws thousands of visitors each year. The festival features a parade, live music, arts and crafts, and of course, every kind of huckleberry treat you can imagine. This event puts Trout Creek on the map every summer and brings the entire community together. It's a great example of small town Montana hospitality on full display. Some of the things to do in Trout Creek, right here in town, fundamentally, is this great recreational area right on the Clark Fork River. You've got fantastic fishing, boating, and kayaking opportunities. And as you can see, this is a beautiful area and lots of activity down here at the recreational area on the river. You also have your hiking and camping. The Cabinet Mountains Wilderness is just minutes away with trails that wind through alpine lakes and old growth forests. And you've got wildlife viewing from bald eagles to elk and deer. The area is rich in wildlife. Trout Creek is also a great launching point for exploring nearby gems like Thompson Falls State Park or Lake Pend Oreille just across the Idaho border. Now, coming into Trout Creek from the west along Old Montana Highway 200, you'll find a variety of homes here that overlook the Clark Fork River. These homes do not actually border the river, as there's a strip of land that's owned by a Vista Corporation, which actually owns the dam in the reservoir. But you can get a dock permit to access the river. It's important to understand this when you're buying these properties. Now, nothing is sold in here in the last year, but in 2022, a 1,025 square foot, 3-bed, 1-bath home on a half-acre lot sold for $645,000. So this is very coveted property and pretty high priced on a square foot basis relative to other properties in the Trout Creek area. While Trout Creek has a surprisingly vibrant business community for its size, you'll find Naughty Pine Saloon, a true local favorite for food and live music. Then there's also the Lakeside Motel and Resort, which we saw earlier in the video, which serves visitors coming in for fishing trips or the Huckleberry Festival. And if you're looking for groceries or supplies, you've got Harvest Foods and small shops around town to keep the locals stocked up. And in terms of community events, you've got everything from the Christmas Bazaar to local crafts fairs, and they bring people together throughout the year, adding to the small town charm. Now, Trout Creek has its own K-8 school, serving the families of the community. And with around 60 to 70 students, it's one of the smallest schools in Montana. Now, the students get a close-knit education before heading to Thompson Falls for high school, grades 9 through 12. And the Trout Creek school mascot is the Timberwolf, symbolizing the wild spirit of the community. Now, in terms of real estate, let's talk about it. Trout Creek has become increasingly popular with buyers who want a Montana retreat, but still value easy access to recreation and small town amenities. In fact, there's a whole load of people who have moved or have recreational properties from the Bitterroot up into the Trout Creek area. According to the Montana Regional MLS, prices in Trout Creek vary widely depending on location, land size, and river or mountain views. And on average, homes in Trout Creek this year have been selling in the low to mid 300 range, similar to Noxon, and the inventory remains tight with fewer than 20 active listings at any given time. Properties range from modest cabins on small acreage to larger custom homes overlooking the Clark Fork River. Like much of western Montana, demand has grown steadily in recent years as more people look for quiet, scenic escapes in the mountains. Now, what makes Trout Creek unique? It's its blend of community events, outdoor lifestyle, and small town friendliness. Between the annual Huckleberry Festival, the easy access to both mountains and water, and the affordable real estate compared to larger Montana towns, it's a place that appeals to families, retirees, and vacation homebuyers alike. It may be small, but Trout Creek embodies everything people imagine when they think of Montana: wide open skies, friendly neighbors, and endless adventure. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this video on Noxon and Trout Creek in western Montana, brought to you by Cypher's Family Real Estate on the Montana Real Estate channel. Be sure to hit that logo on the lower right-hand side and subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever we come out with a new video on communities in Montana. Until our next video, happy trails.